Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ashley and this is My Sweet Perspective. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I know you'll love it here. But y'all, today I am back to talk about Lawmen Bass Reeves, part 4 of the series. And y'all, it's doing it for me. This episode, I will say there were some parts I was like, what are we doing? But again, overall, it was really good. This is going to be spoiler filled. So if you have not watched the episode, go watch it and then come on back. Okay. Or if you don't mind a spoiler and you don't care if it's spoiled for you, just stay and we'll talk about it. So, Bass is doing his big one. And again, I love how this feels. I love how every episode we're getting a new story. We're getting a new adventure, okay? And so it starts out, and we can tell Bass is in some sort of character, honey, because he's slurring, he's drinking. Honey, he walks up to the lady's house, the lady from Winter's Bone. I don't know if you ever watched that movie, but it's from ages ago, I feel like at this point. But she's so memorable to me. And she got her shotgun, like, who are you? And so he comes quoting Bible verses, drunk, got a bullet hole through the hat, honey, then took somebody's hat, putting on a full show, okay? And I knew, I was like, oh, he's undercover. He's undercover, ready to catch somebody. So of course she invites him in. He starts doing chores for her. She's like, okay, where are your sons at? And she's like, oh, my sons, they'll be home later. So as he's coming back after doing a chore, he went to the river to get some water. He comes back and she is like, he comes in and the sons are out there with a gun pointed to him. Like, who are you? And Bass is like, and I'm like, oh Lord, don't let it be no smoke in the city. Eventually, of course, he gets in. She serves him dinner. They get super drunk, start fighting each other. She's like, I'm going to bed. He's like, don't worry, I'll watch him. Baby, when they wake up, they're in cuffs. Okay. He leads them back and he's got his own little chain gang. Him and Billy Crow, who's now his deputy, which I think that's incredible because we saw the exchange in part 3, but it's really cool to kind of see. But he's got a whole chain gang, black, white, other. He's got the whole, you know, rainbow coalition, okay, in the chain gang. And I'm thinking, Bass, go drop some of these jokers off. I know you got Billy Crow and another guy helping you, but go drop them off because what's really good? What's going on? Why do you have so many of them all at once? And so he gets back with the other two guys, and they have this very outspoken black guy who's there, and he starts talking about child, and don't tell me I can't remember the name. Sundown, basically some spirit that roams and does dirt once people kill somebody or something like that. And anyway, he's telling all these kind of ghost stories, but he's very outlandish, very loud, just kind of not heckling, but kind of picking at Bass. And Bass is like, all right now. And so he tells Billy, lock him up tight, watch him. Okay. We wake up in the middle of the night. The man done took half of somebody's face off. He's spazzing. Bass has got to get him tied up, but first, not before Bass beats him down, breaks him down like a fraction. We know Bass ain't tied too tight in terms of his temper. Something we got to work on, something I'm looking at and watching throughout the series because, honey, once it gets going, it gets going. So, of course, Bass has got another bounty, and of course, he's got this whole chain gang still. So, he leaves the chain gang, he and Billy, and they go to find this other outlaw who's wanted. And they go and end up in this whorehouse. And when they're in the whorehouse, honey, Billy Crow falls in love. Now, you know what they say. You can't make a hoe a housewife, but he's trying, okay? And she seems like well-read. She seems like a beautiful girl. Babe thought she looked like Arya Stark. And I said, this woman's of color, babe. That's not Arya Stark, okay? But anyway, Billy falls in love. He wants to write soliloquies and poetry and all of the sweet nothings and all that, and he's chasing her down. Meanwhile, Bass is catching the guy who's laid up with a prostitute. And the prostitute pulls out the gun, which kind of, didn't understand why she did that. Maybe because she didn't feel like she was going to get her money. But anyway, the guy gets off and he jumps out the window, jumps on a horse. And Billy tries to stop him, ends up having to shoot him, and actually ends up shooting him in the gut. And you know what that meant back in the day. So Billy is stressed out because he was, of course, chasing that woman and not really paying attention. Bass is like, oh, let me go to the doctor and get help. When they get back, Billy's like, I got his last words, a letter he wants to send to his wife, but he didn't make it. And so, Billy's kind of heartbroken and sad. I think this was his first kill probably. And he's just devastated. And so Billy goes back to the chain gang. As he's going back, the black guy who was causing all the commotion said, "Oh, you did it now. Sundown's gonna come get you. You did it now. I can see it in your eyes. You did blah." And so I think he's going to be problematic going forward, but I'm interested to see how that's all going to work out. Meanwhile, at the home front, Jenny's going to church, going about her life. They've got their baby, their 2-year-old baby now, I guess. And she bumps into someone at the church house that she's seen before. I don't know if they were in slavery together or what. And then this woman that she knows is with this man, and he gets in the pulpit and he's doing a survey. Okay. He wants to know all of the landowners, homeowners in the area. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Because he want to meet and have dinner with the landowners. And I'm like, what is your motivation? So he's selling this dream. They're going to build this community. They're going to invest money. They're going to do all this. People are going to own everything. Again, I don't trust him. And I pray Jenny doesn't make any moves until Bass gets back because it's problematic. So what else happens? Bass gets back. He has to go deliver the letter because we know Bass is always going to deliver the letters that he needs to the man's wife. And he finds out that she's blind. And she's like, "I have something for your horse," gives him an apple. And Bass, which he puts the letter in his pocket. And I'm not sure, can Bass read at this point, y'all? Let me know in the comments below. But, he kind of basically tells this woman how he feels about Jenny. "Your stars lead me home to you. I don't feel home unless I'm with you," all of these things, which, and the woman, I was like, I don't think she bought it because she knew who her husband was. And so as Bass is leaving, he feeds the horse the apple. He's watering his horse, and we kind of see this figure on a horse go by. And I'm like, what is this all about? Also, another element of the story was Bass meeting with some of the indigenous tribal leaders on horses. They're kind of going looking for people. You can tell Bass has a relationship. And I really love how they're depicting this because so much has been done in terms of the erasure of Black indigenous people, the interactions, the merging of the two cultures back then. We typically haven't seen it portrayed in stories. So I'm so excited to see that they're really delving more into that and showing the connections, the friendships, the mixing of the two cultures. I think that's beautiful to see. And I love how he's still continuing to establish this relationship. Again, I think we need to be on the lookout for this guy in the town who's trying to get the landowners. But yeah, y'all, that was pretty much the episode from what I can remember of it, y'all. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. I'm ready for some more wrapping the story up, getting it more cohesive. But I think we'll see that in later episodes. Again, I can't complain. I'm here for it, y'all. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.